What is up, guys? Jordan here, coming to you from the deck box, and this is actually my first time getting to be, I guess, face to computer, face to phone, whatever you want to call it, to you guys. I just want to real quick say thank you so much to everyone that has checked out our channel so far, maybe passed it around to some of your friends. Some of you have actually commented on some of our photos. We really appreciate it, guys. So far, Eric and I, we're having a ton of fun putting out content for you. Really, I guess kind of advancing our own knowledge in the game as we do this. It allows us to have to think through things a little bit more. And so we really appreciate you guys joining us and keep coming back for these videos. And we will continue to put them out for you guys as long as you keep coming back. I wanted to, I guess, introduce myself a little bit further. My name's Jordan, if you haven't already figured out. I'm the one who's commentated so far and done a deck profile. And I just want to give a little background on myself as far as Pokemon in the game. Grew up playing Pokemon, you know, the video games, all that stuff. Never really got into the cards. I collected them when I was younger, but never played. And actually last August, I had this little, like, sensation of nostalgia, and I went to Walmart and I picked up a couple tins, and I had no idea that what I bought was really not worth very much because the tin pull rates were terrible. But I got those tins, and I just had an absolute blast opening those packs and seeing what I got. And from there, I went and got some of the theme decks, started playing, played a little bit with my wife and my sisters and my cousins. So just got to kind of have a lot of fun with it, and from those little bit of interactions, I got to see how great a larger scale community was. And then, of course, I discovered the actual Pokemon community, and you guys are awesome, legit. We are awesome. I consider myself part of it now. So that's kind of my history. You know, only been around for about a year in the game. I feel like I have learned a lot. Just as far as strategy goes, deck building, you name it. So tonight, I wanted to, like I said, just put my face out there, kind of introduce myself to you guys, and just have a little bit of fun on the ladder tonight. So we're gonna hop in here with a deck that I've actually been messing around a little bit with, and you're gonna question my sanity, and you're gonna say, of course, this guy's only been in the game 1 year. He thinks this card's good. And I will go out and say this. I don't think this card's good per se. I joke around at League. I tell people this is the best deck in format. I do not think that this card is worthy of your attention in an actual tournament setting. However, on PTCGO, where we're having fun, this is a deck that I think you should put together and have a little fun with. And of course, that deck is Machamp GX. Your eyes do not deceive you. You do see that card. I am actually suggesting that you play this on PTCGO just to have fun, guys. PTCGO doesn't matter as much as a real tournament, so we can mess around in here. We can have a little bit of fun. And since I am, I guess, meeting you guys for the first time, I want to just come on here and have some fun with you and kind of talk you through my goofy Machamp GX deck list. So we're going to start by going over what this card does, and how it's going to hopefully win us some games. So we have Machamp GX. It is a Stage 2, evolving from Machoke, has a 250 HP. It is, of course, Fighting type, weak to Psychic, with a 3 retreat cost. It has 3 attacks. First one is Crosscut for just 2 Fighting Energy. You do 60 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 60 more damage. So we will also be playing Strong Energy in this deck, reprinted in Generations. And let's see. So if we use Strong Energy, we could potentially be swinging for 80, 100. Let's see, if we do the 120, so 140, 160 on an evolved Pokemon. And what that helps us with, it doesn't help us with EXs or GXs as far as evolution goes. But what it does help us with are those strong evolved Pokemon that aren't EXs or GXs. Some of those that have 150, 160 HP. One that comes to mind, I think of Greninja. When you get to the break, it's actually at 170, or even before it's at that, it's at 130. So if you have 1 strong energy attached, you are hitting for 140 damage. You're taking out that Greninja at 170. You would need the 2 strong energy and another damage booster, which we'll talk about in a second, to bump you up over that point. But it's one of those marks where certain EXs or GXs can't quite get those knockouts, and those non-EX, non-GX Pokemon become kind of annoying to deal with. So Machamp is actually pretty decent at dealing with that with this first attack. Next, we do have Bedrock Breaker. For 3 fighting energy, you're doing 130 damage, and you discard a Stadium card in play. So as I mentioned, we are playing strong energy. You have a couple of them attached. You're up to 150, 170, 190, and then the damage just goes up from there with Choice Band and our other damage booster. And of course, we are playing our Brooklet Hill to get out our Machamps and our 1 Remoraid. So we don't always want to get rid of the Stadium. However, if we've gotten our use out of Brooklet Hill, it's really not a big deal. And but you could potentially be taking away your opponent's chance to use that for Alolan Vulpix, or maybe if they're running a water fighting deck as well. And keep in mind, it doesn't say that you have to have a Stadium in play. It just says that it will discard a Stadium in play. Last, we do have the Muscle Punch GX. For 3 fighting energy, we're doing 180 damage. So really just a heavy hitting attack. This attack is also not affected by resistance. So what's important about that is you have moves like Tapu Lele's move where it isn't affected by weakness or resistance. This is just resistance. So you still will be hitting weakness. It really won't matter at that point because you're hitting for so much. With those strong energy, you're up to 200, 220, 240, potentially 270 with a Choice Band. So some crazy numbers that can be hit. The other energy or damage booster rather is we play 1 Machamp from Furious Fist. This was actually reprinted in Generations as well. It has that ability, Fighting Fury. Each of your fighting Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. So a lot of you are probably saying, why not Regirock EX? I got 2 reasons. 1, I don't have Regirock EXs on here. 2, Machamp is a good non-EX, non-GX single prize attacker. Okay, so what that means is a couple different things. 1, we could potentially get ahead in the prize trade depending on what we're facing up against. Its move, Machamp Crush, for 3 fighting energy does 80. However, you have those strong energy. You can do 100, 120, 140, strap on a Choice Band, and you're swinging for up to 170. Plus your 20 more damage from his ability, so up to 190. So you could hit some serious numbers with this Machamp if you choose to do so. Also, we see things like Alolan Ninetales and the Hoopa coming out in Shining Legends. I will not stop talking about those 2. They do swing matches. They do swing matches, I promise you that. So having this Machamp out there to take down the Alolan Ninetales or that new Hoopa is very, very important to get past that wall. And then, of course, I do want to make quick mention of Machoke. It has that daunting pose ability where you prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon by your opponent's attacks, and your opponent's attacks and abilities can't put damage counters on your bench Pokemon. So this is very key. Necrozma is not going to be able to hit us with its GX attack if we have one of these out. You're not going to have Ninetales sniping your bench. Promo Coco isn't going to be able to do its thing. So really a great ability to have, not something we want to ignore. And then, of course, we play our 4 Machop. We do play 2 Tapu Lele. What we plan on using these for are either beginning of the game to get that Bridget, or later on maybe we need a Guzma or a Skyla to get our rare candies out. So Tapu Lele, very key in this in any matchup. Pretty much right now in, I'd say, 95% of the decks that we play. So definitely a good idea to play 2 of those. We do play a 1/1 Remoraid Octillery line. Of course, we all know Octillery's Abyssal Hand ability, allows you to draw cards until you have 5 in your hand, and that is why we play the Octillery. Remoraid is also searchable through Brooklet Hill. Next, I'm going to breeze through the items real quick. We do play 1 Energy Recycler. Able to cycle through our energies if they are discarded for any reason. Escape Rope, something to note. Machoke and our Machamp GX both have 3 retreat cost, so that is 6 of our, I believe it's 15 Pokemon Yeah, 6 of our 15 Pokemon do have that 3 retreat cost, and they're the ones that we will be needing to search out. What we plan on doing a lot of times is having either a Heavy Ball or a Rare Candy in hand, Skyla for the other one that we need, able to get our Machamps up and running. So that was what the escape rope was for, and yes, we did talk about the Heavy Ball all in that moment and our 4 Rare Candy. We do play 2 Field Blower. Typically I like to play more than 2 in a deck that but just uses abilities. However, this one does not require those abilities. That additional damage is not part of the machine that this deck has. It does add that damage, which we do need. However, we have the strong energy to do that. We have Choice Band. So it's not absolutely necessary. We'll only use that in a tight situation, just to kind of put us over the top, or as a backup attacker. And Machoke's ability, again, not really one of the keys to winning with this deck. This deck is just focusing on hitting, not too huge on absolutely needing to defend at all times, so it's not as big of a deal. It will prevent us from using artillery if we have Garbotoxin Garb out there. However, again, those 2 Field Blowers should take care of that if we're smart with how we deal with them. Next, we do play 1 Special Charge. This allows us to get our strong energies back into our deck once we've used them, or once a Pokemon's been KO'd with them on it. We do play 2 Ultra Balls. This is mainly for our Tapu Lele and, of course, Octillery. Brooklet Hill will help us with our Machop and our Remoraid, so we hopefully won't have the Ultra Ball for those. And we also have Bridget to get those out as well. And that is the prime turn 1, is getting the Bridget out along with a Brooklet Hill, being able to search for 4 Pokemon all at once without using a single item. Last 2 items, we do play 3 Choice Band just to put our damage up over the top. An extra 30 damage makes a huge difference in this game. And then we do have 2 Float Stones. We'll use those for our artillery if it gets stuck in the active, or potentially a Machamp that we need out of the active position, as they have 3 retreat cost. Next, we're going to run through our 6 supporters real quick. We do run 1 Acerola for obvious reasons. We're able to take huge hits with Machamp. With its 250 HP, we've all seen how how Metagross does with its 250 HP. It can last for quite a while, and if we can scoop up a Machamp with just 10 or 20 or 30 HP left, it really kind of slows our opponent down, and we can put him right back down onto a bench Machoke, start attaching energy, and swing a little bit more. Next, we do play that 1 Bridget, as we mentioned, just to get 3 basic Pokemon out at the beginning of our game, and 3 Gizmo. We play the heavy count. Obviously, VS Seeker is gone, and at the same time, more than ever, we need to be able to get our Pokemon out of the active position if a Machamp gets stranded in the active. So Gizmo's really there for that. He's also there to pull up Pokemon from our opponent's bench, so we can take those easy KOs. Next, we play 3 N, 3 Sycamore, pretty self-explanatory, our best draw supporters, and we do play 3 Skylas, so we can dig through our deck, find our Heavy Balls, find our Rare Candies, and get our Machamps up and running. Sorry, I got the hiccups, guys. Last, we have 4 Strong Energy, adding 20 damage for each, and 6 Fighting Energy to round things off. So those are our 60 cards. Typically, people talk about the perfect 60 cards for a deck. I guess these 60 cards are as good as any for this deck, since no one is really playing it. So that's the list. We're going to hop on the ladder now, try to have a little bit of fun with it. And guys, like I said, I don't expect you to take this deck too seriously. This is really just here to have fun. But I would strongly encourage you guys, go build this deck and have a little fun with it. Ooh, do we have a spread deck? I bet it's a spread deck. The biggest issue with Stage 2 decks is, of course, clunking up, having to use the Rare Candies, things like that. However, I have had some occasions where, can't even get a basic out, and it really causes issues. So that's why I try to make our list as consistent as possible. Oh boy, deja vu. I mean, the good news is we do have a Skyla. So what we could do is Skyla, Ultra Ball, Lele, grab a Bridget, hope it sticks. I hate doing that. Or I guess no, that's long way around. Just Skyla for Bridget. Duh. That's a very long way around to do it. However, Kinda need to. And I imagine we will survive that first turn. So let's see what our deck's looking like. Prized an N. Prized a Machamp. Okay. Oh, you know what I just realized? We don't have Bridget. So what I'm actually going to grab, I'm going to grab Brooklet Hill. Because, okay, so next turn we would have gotten 3 Pokemon down if we had Bridget. However, with Brooklet Hill, hopefully by next turn we'll have 2 Pokemon down. So kind of the next best thing, excuse me. And we can actually start to make something happen. So I'm really kind of excited about this matchup because this is another. It's not as goofy as Machamp. It is. There's some credibility behind it. It looks like one of those spread decks where they do spread damage with Tapu Koko, or perhaps the new Weavile, and then they bring what is it? Is it Honchkrow is the evolved form? Yeah, Honchkrow out and start swinging for a lot of damage. They do play a Veltal. That's an inclusion I had not thought of and I had not seen, but it does make a little bit of sense. So, alright, so I would like to rare candy into Machamp. I'd also like to have Machoke so they can't hit our bench. However, I think I'm going to get the Machamp on this one with the energy. And then, let's see. Don't need Choice Band in this matchup. What can we get stranded in the active? Get him stuck up there. However, if we don't, yeah, we'll wait for now, see if we can get an energy, because if we get the Oranguru stuck in the active and we can't get an energy, it's really kind of pointless. So we'll wait till we're ready to start swinging and hopefully taking some one-shots. Our biggest issue with this deck is all the dark Pokemon, not all the dark Pokemon, but the Honchkrow, the Yveltal, they do have resistance. However, then we have 2 Kokos and a Oranguru that have weakness. So, kind of a toss-up of which one we'll be dealing with. You see 2 Max Elixirs. They failed the first one, and they failed the second one. That is great news for us. Alright, so now they will be disappointed to see that Koko can't keep hitting us. They're going to get rid of their stadium. Oh boy. Yeah, I need that draw support. Now he can take out Remoraid. So what I'm going to do, I am going to bring a Oranguru up and hopefully strand him in the active. We do need to get a fighting energy to make something happen here. And that is one thing I've noticed with this deck. We need a lot of different supporters and items to get things set up, as most Stage 2s do. However, I feel like we need a higher energy count. And if we could, oh, he's getting the free retreat here. If we could get that higher energy count, I feel like we would have a much better chance of actually starting to attack earlier. So I don't want to heavy ball because, you know, we want to keep our Machoke there. It's defending our bench. Don't want him to be able to spread any more damage. Third Max Elixir. I believe that's their third. Let's see. 1, 2, and the third one they just played. They did finally hit one. So let's see. I imagine they're going to keep swinging with Koko. So they actually may use Yveltal's Darkness Blade, which is interesting, I guess, to hit for a little bit more damage. However, they could have started putting energy on the Honchkrow to do its thing. Okay. Field Blower again. We just have to pass again. We don't have the energy. We are getting shut out this game. However, they did flip a Tails, so they are unable to attack this turn. However, they have retreat. They can retreat out of it, no problem. I'm sure they play Gizmos, things like that. So we'll see what happens here. They do get the DCE on the Honchkrow, and I imagine they're going to come and hit us for, what is that, 230 damage. I don't see why they wouldn't take those 2 prizes. It just makes sense. So let's see. Yep, there's the retreat. There's Honchkrow. Gonna whack us for 230. I love these spread decks, man, and theirs is actually a lot different from what I've been messing with. I'll have to show you guys that one sometime. So we are gonna put the Machoke up. We gotta get energy. Oh, and of course, there it is. Could have used that last turn. Thanks, PTCGO. You're the best. Alright. We're gonna get the Machamp. Man, I wish he had a 1 energy attack. Oh, that'd be so good. He might actually see play if he had a 1 energy attack. Alright. So now Honchkrow can hit us for 70. However, if you understand how Honchkrow's attack works, it does an additional 10 damage to your active Pokemon for each damage counter on your Pokemon, like your whole field. So every time he hits us, it's just going to compound. So we're really in a tight spot. We need to retreat. He's just going to keep whacking us. We got to get into the Remoraid. He's going to take the KO on the Remoraid. However, we just have to buy some time and get an energy. And at this point, we're only going to be hitting for 140. It'd be 120 with resistance if we can get an energy. If we can get energy, and that's the tough part of this. So we need preferably an N or Sycamore right now to lower their hand size to 4 if we can get the N. Or if we could just get a straight up energy, that'd be okay. However, we would prefer a little bit more draw support. So let's see what he goes for. He's going to Ultra Ball, maybe getting down another Koko, or maybe a Murkrow again. Oh, the Yveltal break. Okay. I hadn't seen Yveltal played in a deck like this. I don't think this is 100% spread. I mean, a little bit, but not as heavy as some of the other ones I've seen. Okay. So he's going to be KOing the active with that break attack and doing 30 to Machamp, which makes sense. They're really doing their job. Yep. Wow. This deck is intriguing. I like seeing decks that aren't the norm or meta, I guess. So it is great to see that. There's our strong energy. I think that's game, guys. He's gonna have us. We're gonna do 80 damage because 140. I'm sorry, I can't math. It was evolved. That's right. So we were just 10 away from taking the KO there. It's gonna hit us for 120. So I guess we are gonna survive one more turn. But then Coco's gonna come out and hit us, and it will be game at that point. I don't really see a way out of it. So Machamp's kind of disappointing us so far, but I'm not even. Oh yeah, Acerola. I will not. I'm surprised he Acerola. I guess don't know why he would Acerola. Why would? All right, I'm intrigued. Why did he Acerola instead of just hitting me? He's pretty much got this game. I guess he's gonna Flying Flip and then use his Honchkrow to guarantee the knockout next turn. Maybe. Yeah, he's gonna have the energy. He's gonna bring up Honchkrow. I get 1 prize. Yippee for me. There's one of my energies I was looking for. And he's gonna bring up Honchkrow. He's gonna swing for 150 damage, putting us to 290 and taking the game. So he took the game in the same amount of time. He just decided to do things a little bit differently than what I would have expected. So there's our first official match with Machamp. As you see, not doing its thing. That's the easiest way to put it. Disappointing. So probably Golisopod Garb. We're looking at Sidekick and Grass. So I imagine we'll see Golisopod Garb. We do fare okay against this deck because we can hit some decent numbers with our Crosscut attack doing an extra 60 damage to evolve Pokemon. So let's see if that is in fact what he's playing. I have no doubt that it's Golisopod Garb. Don't know what else it could be. There we go. Alright. So we're going to shuffle up again, see what we can get. Oh, lovely. A Tapu Lele start. I will say this, it's not as bad as Shaman starts from the old standard. At least Tapu Lele can do something. And we see a Drampa, which seeing a Drampa is great for us. We will be able to take that out easily, no matter, you know. Let's see, we could use we could use a Machoke and take out a Drampa. So not too bad. We do have a decent. Okay, good. So we get a fresh hand. We at least get a Machamp. We can do something. We have some energy. I'm gonna put the basic first because Drampa's Righteous Edge could cause problems for us. And we will click done for now. Hopefully what we can do is we can get a rare candy this next turn, and then we can get a Machamp up, excuse me, and just start building up. We'll use that Lele for a while, that's fine. If he wants to take out the Lele, that's okay. We'll just bring up Machoke and he can start swinging. Oh, and we're gonna see a Guzma. He's gonna take our Machamp. Oh, come on, dude. You don't have to do that. Alright. Now I'm getting salty. Alright, let's see what we can do. Strong energy, just to add insult to injury. So we're going to attach an energy to Lele and pass for now. What we need to see is we really need a Bridget. Turn 1 Bridget in this deck. Probably more so than any other Stage 2 deck or Stage 1 deck. Bridget is absolutely vital to the setup of this deck. If you don't get it, you're pretty much done. So we haven't seen... I haven't seen Wimpod or Golisopod come out. And oh boy, are we gonna lose it? And we're gonna have to pass. So here's the cool thing. All right, we can have some fun with this. Maybe, if we can stay alive. If we pull Machamp up there, all we have to do is flip 1 heads out of two coin flips. Not bad. And we will be able to KO this Drampa with that. Or we could use the Heavy Ball, get a Machoke, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100. Machoke will take the KO on Drampa. So we're in this. We're fine. This is okay. Building's on fire, but we're fine. We're good. So we see our opponent set up the Oranguru, Wimpod, Trubbish. They get the Bridget that we really, really wanted. And so now, hopefully we can catch him off guard. Alright, so we don't see a rare candy. That is fine. We have Heavy Ball. We will get Machoke. And we will hit him really, really hard. And we do have Potown out doing 30 damage to us. That is okay. So we're actually hitting for 260 with our Machoke. So we will take it however we can get it. There's a Machamp. If we can survive 1 turn, we can have a Machamp out there and actually be hitting the numbers we want to be hitting. So we have the Floatstoned Wimpod. Let's see if our opponent can get a Golisopod or perhaps a Garbodor up. If he gets a Garbodor, he'll only be swinging for 40 on us. We do see Golisopod. It cannot use its first impression attack, but it's going to take the game because it gets the DCE. Alright. It's fun while it lasted. Got to mess around and whack a Garb real quick. Or not a Garb, a Drampa. So here we go, guys. We're going to get into our last game here. I know so far Machamp has been less than... how should I say it? Good. He has performed exactly how people think he would against these meta decks. And it always figures, you go and do something, you're not filming it, you do pretty well. I was 8 for 12, and then you come up and you start filming and things go south. But that's fine. Like I said, we're just here having fun. So we see Fire, Water, Psychic. I imagine that this is a Volcanion deck. So this will be interesting to see. We do lose the coin flip. Again, those coin flips and turn 1 Bridgets, that's what we need, and we're not seeing it. And we're getting these mulligans like crazy. Our opponent also gets a mulligan, so that is okay. And another one. Okay. I imagine they'll start with, depending on their variant, maybe a Turtonator or Ho-Oh. And we finally get the Machamp. We take 1, 2, 3, 4 mulligans. Oh my goodness. Rip. Okay. Let's see what we can do. We do have Brooklet Hill turn 1, so that's good. We can get another benched Machamp. So it starts with a Volcanion, and that hand size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 cards. Definitely helped them out there. So we see an Ultra Ball. Perhaps like Tapu Lele for turn 1 Kiawe. Let's see here. Getting rid of a Max Elixir. What could he possibly have in his hand that he would keep over a Max Elixir? Oh, we see a Ho-Oh. Okay. Interesting. So if he does have Lele in hand, I imagine he'll Kiawe onto the Ho-Oh, which makes a whole lot more sense. He Float Stones the active, so he will be able to get into the Ho-Oh at the beginning of his next turn and just start swinging. Get an energy attachment, and there's Kiawe. He didn't even need Lele. We gave him all the cards he needed. Alright, so we're going to see 4 attachments going to the Ho-Oh. We'll be swinging for 190. Its first move, if we can get him a choke out, won't be able to do anything against us, doing 50 damage to one of our benched Pokemon. So we're actually looking okay right now, because what we're going to do, we're going to have 2 Machamps set up and ready to go. We'll be able to get a Machamp out with the rare candy. We need to start getting energy though. Can't do anything without it. It's the most important thing in pretty much every Pokemon deck, unless you're doing a mill deck, and even then sometimes. We see a Turtonator come down. And as we see, our opponent's able to blow through quite a bit of cards. He's at 36 left in his deck. We're only at 45. And that is the key to getting set up, obviously, is getting through our cards. So we see the Ho-Oh coming to the active. He's going to take the KO on our Machamp, no surprise. But we will get a Machamp up in the active, and if we can just get set up enough to take some KOs and just stay alive a couple turns, we will be in a good spot. What tends to happen, one or two things happens with these Volcanion decks, from my experience, is that they'll either, they'll Kiawe turn 1, and then after that they just can't hit their energies, they get stuck. Or they actually get lucky and do what they're supposed to do, set up and just take us out. So we're gonna pass for now, holding on, trying to get that next energy that we need to attack. We don't want to get Ho-Oh out of the active, because if we do, it resets its attack to where it can use it the next turn. May pay retreat cost to hit us. Nope, we see an N. So a few things could happen. We could see a switch, we could see escape rope, we could see retreat cost being paid to get into Volcanion. And actually, it just can't use Phoenix Burn, so it could use Sacred Fire and hit Machamp. Oh no, it could hit any Pokemon, so it's going to go for Machamp. We will Brooklet Hill. We're going to get a Remoraid since we do have that Artillery in hand. Oh boy. Ah, but that's Sycamore. It's so tempting. So tempting. Okay. He's going to be able to hit for 190. He's going to KO us. Oh no. Alright, we're going to escape rope. We have to. No way around it. We're going to have to sacrifice this Machamp. Sorry, buddy. I imagine he'll put the Volcanion up there and just take his easy prize. Yeah. So what we're trying to do here, we're trying to preserve as much of our hand that we have left. We're going to be able to put down Artillery next turn. And I imagine we'll just play the Sycamore after that. He is going to take a KO on our Machamp. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. He's going to also take out our Floatstone and Brooklet Hill here. That's okay, we have another Brooklet Hill to play, so we can get down another Machamp. What would have helped us, we shouldn't have to be relying on our Brooklet Hills right now, and really we shouldn't even really be wanting to put those down this game because of the matchup. You know, they can search for their Volcanions with that Brooklet Hill, really causing some issues for us. So we see a Skyla. We're not going to use it. We are going to Brooklet Hill. I'm going to grab Machamp, get him down. Let's Abyssal Hand, see if we can maybe get an end just to hold on to these resources. And we see Rare Candy. Rare Candy Machamp. Why do you do this to me? I have to Sycamore. I gotta get an energy or the game is done. Okay. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna get rid of Fighting Fury Belt and a Float Stone. So we could potentially, I guess we won't really strain him in the active. We can still pay retreat cost to do what he needs to do with Ho-Oh. As we can see, Machamp just can't stand up to these basics. Really can't stand up to a whole lot in this format, but that's okay. It's still a card. We need to play it, have some fun with it. So he's going to Guzma here, which is interesting. I would imagine he would just pay the retreat cost and taking the KO, but I guess he's wanting to have a little bit of fun. We'll see. And Ho-Oh does have resistance, which will be problematic. However, we have Skyla. And we have our last Rare Candy here. We'll be able to get a Machamp down. Brooklet Hill, see what we got. No more GXs. Still haven't used any of our Lele's. So many resources in here that we just can't get to. If I was to make adjustments for this to make it better because I want to play at a tournament or something stupid, I would up the Ultra Ball count. Heavy Ball is great to get the Machamps. However, if we can't get our Lele, we can't get our Bridget. I was actually doing some testing tonight and filming a little bit, and the deck I built, I just went straight consistency. 4 of, 4 of, 4 of, you know, and I loved it. Oh my gosh, never played a deck so smooth in my entire life. So it was really great to give that a shot. And I think that may be the strategy to go with this Volcanion, or with this Machamp list, excuse me. We're gonna get rid of Machoke and N. And what we're gonna do, we are gonna Lele. We're just gonna Lele, use a Sycamore, hopefully dig for, we're needing two things. We're needing a Footstone, and we are needing a Fighting Energy. And then if we get the Fighting Energy, we will be able to take, if we get Fighting Energy and a Floatstone, we will be able to take KO on the Volcanion. See a Choice Band, that doesn't do us any good. Alright, so what we're gonna go for next turn, it's gonna be interesting. Let's get rid of these two. We don't need that anymore. I imagine he'll be able to get his Volcanion out of the active, which is fine. It's going to take a KO on that Machamp. I'll be able to bring up my other Machamp and KO whatever they put into the active. We are swinging for 200 with that Bedrock Breaker. If we use Muscle Punch, we're doing 200, 220, 250. So, as you can see, that could KO a Metagross, could take down a Guardy, take down another Machamp. Okay guys, sorry about that little hiccup there. We were in the middle of that awesome Volcanion match, and our internet decided that it wasn't going to record everything perfectly for us. So I didn't want to leave you guys empty-handed. I know you came from Machamp. I know that's what you're here for. So we are going to squeeze in one more match. To make it fit, I am going to cut out some of the little small 2 or 3 turn games that we really didn't get to do anything. That way you guys get to actually see this deck showcased. I will tell you the results of the Volcanion match came down to him having 1 prize left and me having 2. He put a Turtonator into the active. He was only able to have 2 energy attached. He did use Shell Trap, and we were able to hit back, I believe it was with our GX attack, for 250 damage. The Turtonator did have a Fury Belt, didn't really matter. So we did take that game. Machamp does win games, and I know a lot of you won't believe me because you don't see the video. That's fine. I'll take the satisfaction. Machamp does beat Volcanion in the right circumstances. And those circumstances would be whenever my recorder decides to stop working. So, like I said, we're going to squeeze in one more match here. We do get 3 mulligans. We're actually getting a little bit of luck here. However, actually, no, we're not doing too bad. Okay, so get a Brooklet Hill. We don't get our bridge at turn 1, but that's fine. We get a Brooklet Hill. We get a Machamp. We have a lot of items we could play. Oh boy. I think we're going to hold off for now. We do have that Sycamore. I'd much rather have an N to dig through some more of our deck. Having Sycamore just, it's so tempting. But having the rare candy, special charge, 2 choice band. I mean, those are 2 of our 3 choice band, 1 of our 2 float stone, and our only escape rope. Just doesn't make sense to get rid of those. So we see an energy going to the Alolan Vulpix, and they do play Wishful Baton. I haven't seen much use out of this in many of the decks I've played against. So just for those of you that don't know what it is, this is it on screen. If this Pokemon this card is attached to it is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, move up to 3 basic energies from that Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. So kind of an EXP share, but in reverse times 3. You do the math. Alright, so we are going to add choice bands to these guys. We're going to add Floatstone. Oh, do I Sycamore? Yeah, we're going to Sycamore. We're going to risk it. Had a rough time with Machamp tonight, so we're going to have some fun now. We are... Oh, you know what I almost forgot? I almost forgot Brooklet Hill. We're going to get another Machamp out. And then what we're actually going to do is we're going to get rid of Wishful Baton and our Brooklet Hill. Still kind of confused as to what they're playing. Because, I mean, we saw Vikavolt, we saw Lightning Energy, we see Grass Energy. I'm thinking Vikabulu, or just straight Vikavolt and they play the Grass. But they also play Ninetales. So, I'm baffled. I'm really confused. That means if they play Ninetales, they have to have some form of water energy, whether it's water energy or rainbow energy, meaning they would play grass, lightning, and rainbow, or grass, lightning, and water. And that just doesn't make any sense. And they're using puzzles. Oh boy. Well, this hopefully will be an easy matchup for us. It doesn't seem like it'll be too difficult since, I mean, they're not really playing an actual deck. I don't even know. I don't even know what this is. Oh, awesome. Okay, so we don't even need Skyla for rare candy. I am going to get rid of Bridget. And I'm going to get rid of Skyla. We have, let's see. I'm going to grab the Generations Machamp, or Furious Fist, whichever you want to call it, because of that Ninetales. And next turn, we will be able to hit it for 100. We're not going to be able to take the KO right away. However, we're not being threatened by a KO anytime soon, so that is fine. So let's see. I just want to see. I want to see the rest of their deck. An E-Hammer. Okay, now they're doing deck out. They got the Rainbow Energy, so I guess it may be some sort of stall deck with Vikavolt to set things up. Because the Ninetales obviously is preventing us from attacking. So let's see here. I don't want to put him in the active. He could easily take my Machamp out. these matchups are tough because I don't even know what this is. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I guess they just said, hey, we have these cards. Now they're budgeting for one Pokemon. I mean, I guess if that's all you got in your hand, that's fine, but... really interesting. We have a Gizmo. 2 retreat cost. Could easily get back out. Because it has Vikavolt. I'm gonna pass for now. Don't even know what to think of this. At first I saw the Vulpix, and I could see a Vikavolt Lulu, or just straight Vikavolt, using the Vulpix to beacon out some Pokemon. However, this Ninetales tech, if that's what you want to call it, just really got my head spinning. Let's see here. What I want to try to do, I need to Gizmo and take out the Vikavolt, because the Vikavolt's going to be our biggest issue, and now this Grubbin with 3 energy on it will also cause some problems for us as well. So we see a Kukui. Oh, so he's going to take the KO on Lele. Did not expect to see that happen. Evo Soda, I imagine we will see either a Charge Bug or... Nope, they missed it. Alright, so we're taking the KO. That is fine. I'm actually going to promote my Machamp because we will likely use a Gizmo if we get energy. We don't. We are going to end. And let's see what we can come up with. They only get 4 cards, we get 6, so that is an advantage for us. We have a Machamp. However, we do not have a rare candy, but that is okay. We have our Generations Machamp set up and ready to go. And we have draw supporters for the next turn. So, not doing terrible. Our opponent is getting set up, which is not great for us. I'm still just this discard pile just is all over the place. I don't even know. Alright, so we're seeing that strong charge again on, let's see, gonna put them both onto the Vikavolt, and a 4th one. Oh, and he's gonna take out my Machamp. How is this happening? That's not even a real deck. What are they playing with? I mean, I can't say much. I'm playing with Machamp, so... Oh boy. I had good intentions with that Machamp. That's fine. Let's see if we can make something happen. 6-3 prize exchange. Do have this. We need to end because we need to keep our other end. We need to keep the champ. Oh, awesome. Okay. So we get a rare candy. We also have a strong energy in hand. We are ready to go. And next turn, we're going to Skyla for a rare candy. We're not going to use it just yet. And we are going to get rid of their Floatstone and their Choice Band on their bench. And we're going to pass. So next turn, we are going to be able to actually finally start swinging, taking some KOs. The question, though, is are we too late to the fight? Had a really mediocre setup. And they really capitalized on that with the Gizmo there, taking out our baby Machamp, keeping us from attacking that Ninetales. So now we have to be able to kind of work around that. Potentially what we need to do is set up a Machoke to be able to attack, because Machoke with the proper energy, yeah, here it goes. Machoke with the proper energy should be able to take the KO. There's 30 base, potentially 60, 80. It'd be cutting it close. Yeah, I don't think it'll be able to get there just yet. Oh no, with two strong energy, Machoke will take it. However, what concerns me, I mean, they're playing E-Hammers, they got Drampa, so that could be problematic for us. So let's see what we can come up with. We're not gonna rare candy. We are gonna get the Machoke. Let's dig through, see what we got. We have more rare candy. We have one more strong energy, no more floats. So that's problematic. believe I saw Guzma in there. Alright, so we need to get this down. I'm gonna weird deck, so we're gonna do some weird stuff. We're gonna grab an Ultra Ball, and we're going to hold it for next turn. What I'm gonna try to do, hopefully I draw something I don't need, discard it, play it to use an Octillery, and get a fresh hand of 5, hopefully getting some sort of draw support. Or actually what I would prefer would be a Guzma and a Fighting Energy to be able to start doing something. I could take a knockout on, let's see, if I hit it. Oh no, I won't be able to. No, man, taking my choice band. There's no KOs for me from what I can see. We do have an energy recycler. Oh man, we need our energy. No, we at this point we haven't set up yet, so oh, no, wrong card. We gotta risk it, and that's fine. So we're gonna grab Octillery. We are gonna Abyssal Hand. I'm still trying. I guess their deck's just Vikavolt Ninetales. That's odd, to say the least. Okay, so we can Guzma. We can do 30, 50, potentially KO Vikavolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've used up 9 energy. 10. Maybe we could put the... Nah, we don't want to risk that because he could easily Righteous Edge us. We need to take out the Vikavolt. That is the bane of our existence right now. Causing lots of issues for us. And we are going to evolve into Machamp. I know I said I wasn't going to. However, we need to. We can always get the Acerola, pull this guy up, keep him alive. We don't have the Machoke on him. However, well, come on, get me out of here. There we go. However, I believe we have another Machoke in our deck. There's a Machamp coming down. We could always use him to swing on the Ninetales if absolutely necessary. Desperate times. So let's see if we can take just a few more prizes as we're messing with Machamp here. Alright, so we see that Aurora Beam for 80. Skyla. I am going to play Brooklet Hill. I want to see what's in deck. There's a Machoke. We will need that. We need that N. We need to take some prizes before we use it, preferably. So we have Guzma. We have no way of getting out afterwards. Let's see. Alright. We are going to click done for now. Hopefully we can draw into one of our basic energy. And what we can do is we can Guzma and we can actually attack with this Machamp, taking a KO on something. Or we could Guzma, attach an energy to Lele and retreat. Don't really want to do that. I want to keep our energy flowing a little bit better, considering we did get rid of our energy recycler. I believe we also got rid of our special charge. Yep, special charge is gone. We have blown through some resources. And with not a whole lot to show for it. So they're going to play their own Guzma. They're bringing out a Ringaroo. Do they have a Float Stone? Oh, no. They're going to bring out Coco. And do their... what is it? Sky High Claws. Yep, Sky High Claws for 130. So it takes 170. They don't take weakness. That is a big downer for us. We played all of our choice bands because I could get... Yeah, we have. Oh boy. We're gonna put the Machamp down. Because if we get the strong energy, we will be able to take a KO. We don't. What 5 cards do we have? So we could Skyla for the Machoke. Or Skyla for the Heavy Ball for the Machoke. So we can potentially... actually, no, we don't even need that because... What am I thinking? Yeah, because we don't have the energy to do it. So for now, we are just going to have to crossing cut for 80 damage, and our opponent will very likely take this game. No surprise with how Machamp has done tonight. We did almost see a Volcanion taken down, however, the match was cut off. Here we see an Acerola. I imagine Coco is going to come off. Ninetales is going to come in the active and cause some problems for us. So, we need... What do we need? Oh man, we need a miracle. That's what we need. There is a whole lot of nothing in our deck. If we get an Acerola, could pull up that Machamp and get the strong energy and get a Machoke down. So what we're going to do for now, we are going to put this Machoke down just to thin things up a bit. Gotta give it a shot. And actually, I don't think we're going to survive this one. If he gets a Choice Band, that's game. You know, I mean, no surprise there. This is why I talk about Alola Ninetales. Like I said, I did not expect to see Vikavolt Ninetales tonight. Very interesting concept. I would say it does well. However, it's against Machamp, so who knows how well it actually does. It's going to bring out the Vikavolt GX and just absolutely wreck us. Super Zap Cannon for the knockout, 180 damage. And there we see Machamp going down one last time. Kind of sad. I really do like Machamp. Always thought he was a cool Pokemon. What I want to know down in the comments, actually, you know, like I said, Machamp's a cool Pokemon. He's not really getting a lot of love in the TCG. He's getting a ton of cards. However, not a lot of playability, as we just saw. We see things like Charizard, gosh, for years, getting these cards and never being good. And I could understand with marketing, maybe that's potentially why they do it that way. However, I want to know, what are some of the Pokemon that you think don't get enough love in the TCG that would normally be good Pokemon, maybe in the video games, or maybe they're some of the more popular Pokemon, but they're not getting love, they're not getting playable cards? Let us know down in the comments. If you like this video, if you liked hanging out with me tonight, messing around with Machamp a bit, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe if this is your first time here. Even if it's not, subscribe. Spread it around to your friends. Tell them about us. Tell them about us here at the Deck Box, where we always like to know what is in your box. Have a great day, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.